All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another FFT Onion Knight Plus AI battle. So on top we have Casteia's team Coffee Machine, and then bottom we have OP team question mark, and I did make a change to it, but we'll get to that right in just a bit. So for Casteia we have Cappuccino the Chemist, Ristretto the Samurai, Macchiato the Onion Knight, and Espresso the Dark Knight. Now for my team we have OP Onion Knight the Onion Knight, OP Wizard 1 the Wizard, OP Wizard 2 the Wizard, and OP Monk 2 the Monk. I didn't change the name, but that's okay. So pretty much the only change I'll just say regards to the team that I made is instead of having the female monk, not that I have any issues with her in general, but I wanted to try something a little bit different because this is just a defensive monk, right? Light robe for always regen and move HP up. She's going to heal up a shit ton of HP, damage split so she can actually tank hits. The lightning shield allowing her to absorb lightning elemental. This is especially useful for the wizards who have Kikuichimoji. They can heal her. And obviously to offset the earth weakness by putting the sheriff with always float, by having the float stats, you're immune to earth elemental attacks. So that negates the weakness. But her job is basically just to be like a reviver, to use. And she's got good compat with everybody and got some good faith values. So like raise twos. The only umbrage that I have with her is that she doesn't have access to move MP up, since there's a cap of 2 abilities per team, and the Wizards have it. But she still does have 214, so the only way she's going to get MP sustain is either grabbing a crystal, let's say an enemy throws like an ether on her, or gets like a chalk or something like that, MP restoration. But the monk is the only one that's going to get a little bit more reliable, so there's, in my opinion, I think there's going to be more staying power but less damage. Because again, she's not going to be doing damage herself. She's just going to be reviving. Now, the one thing I just want to point out is I did not give her wall. I'm contemplating whether I should or not because, like, with her being a 10-speed unit and everybody else being 8 on my team, if she, like, were to cast... I haven't tested it out yet, but if she were to cast wall first, maybe the wizards in reaction will cast Masamune, because I want to try to manipulate their AI into doing that. That way that everybody can get Protect, Shell, Haste, and Regen, ideally, on their first turn. But for the time being, I did not give her a wall, but so on her first turn, at least in large maps, she'll probably be casting like re-raise and everybody. And with good compat, high faith values, there's a good chance that they're going to go off. To actually exemplify this, let's go to the Cellar of Sand Mouse. Let's actually just test it out. That's the one thing that was popping up at the top of my head, because if she casts Wall, but then the AI also casts Kiyomori as well, it might be just a little bit redundant, right? Because it's like, okay, you cast a Wall, but everybody already has the status. So yeah, this is what I wanted her to do. Now she can cast re-raise on people. It's on large maps. Yeah, so Kiyomori, that way there's just an extra layer of protection. Her job is just to be a pure defensive bot. She can heal. She does have a share, so she has the reflex stats on herself, but it's not really necessary because there's no other MP that can be cast on her, or there's no other like spells really. But yeah, so like I said, this is what I wanted her to do. I wanted her just throw all these defensive properties like on the first turn in the best case scenario. Probably more Kiyomoris, yeah. We might see a Masamune from her onto this monk, yeah, so, yeah. The damage dealers all got haste, regen, protect, and shell going on. Not sure how this is going to play out. The monk's going to get hit. Yeah, he does get slowed, unfortunately, but his turn does pop up. Oh, wow, that damage spell was really good. He is taken out, so... Yeah, I don't think the slow would have mattered all that much, but yeah, so now she's on the back foot immediately. I'm not certain what she's going for. Aerial guard, alright. So defend, it's not going to matter here, just because they have access to the Onion Knight and the Dark Knight have concentrate. 494 damage, Jesus, that's got to be compats. Yeah. Oh, you know what? They have the ice shield, so they're weak to lightning. Oh, yeah, they're weak to fire, the Asura. So, Yeah, so one of them was able to survive the damage split. Let's see what happens here. Another Asura. Probably take him out, yeah. So one of the wizards does have re-raise, which is not too bad, a raise 2. And keep in mind, this is good compat. 80 faith and 50, 76%. I mean, those are still good odds, but they're not like absolutely amazing or whatever. Rasama heal, not too bad. Running away, awesome. I'm just hoping that this monk gets resurrected, even with 50 faith. Well, okay, that's good. It's just the odds are not obviously the absolute greatest, but still. Um, one of the wizards still does have a Kiku. Okay, I thought he had a Kikuichimoji going on, but that's all right. Good damage right there from that Spin Fist, pretty decent. As I mentioned before, the one thing that this Onionite doesn't have is move MP up for MP Restoration, but she does have a shit ton of MP to begin with, right? She was able to use three re-raise spells, Haste 2, so she just got a giant pool of 200. So ideally, the monk could maybe use like a chakra to get her MP back so she can cast spells. Because after that, she just runs out. So yeah, that's the only kind of struggle is she's basically like a mana the monk is the only one that's a mana battery bot. That's it. So because otherwise she's just going to go for melee damage and do negligible amounts. Nice heal, nice damage, pretty good. Yeah, with that abandoned combination, not the greatest of odds. Yeah, she has abandoned too, but again, they have unavailable attacks. So Kiyomori, not too bad. Monk's kind of doing his thing though. Any charms? Yeah. So, yeah, she's not going to be doing anything. I'm presuming. Let's see. Yeah, so everybody's floating though. So everybody's not vulnerable to Earth Elemental attacks. Oil 40%, not the greatest of odds, but still. And remember, he does have Concentrate. 325 damage is a tremendous amount. Yeah. The odds of that going off are so minimal. Yeah, that doesn't really matter too much. Again, little friendly fire is not necessary, but kills are off. So we're going to go to a map that's going to be a little bit more dynamic. Let's go to the Broken Nod Shed Stone building. Yeah, so if the Onion Knight had move MP up, she basically would give 21 MP per turn. She'd basically have an infinite mana supply. But I think putting on those wizards is a little bit more important because otherwise they don't do anything. They're just the pure damage units. So, yeah, recovering 14 out of that 30 MP expended, still pretty good. Remember, with wizards having access, with them absorbing all elements except holy, it's really difficult to do elemental damage to them. You can only do that if you inflict like oil, as an example. PA save, not too bad. A 3-man haste, or only 2 of the 3 applied, so that's a little unfortunate. Cure 2, pretty good. Yeah, 180, that's not bad. Again, they have good compat with each other, but actually, I can't remember. Oh, she cast a Protect Shell on him. Not that it matters, but still. A little bit of friendly fire right there. 3-man Kikuichimoji. Oh, that is monster damage. Now, I do get some damage for kills, even. Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to survive this second turn. This second volley. Yeah, so... that was still pretty devastating, killing 2 people, putting them on the back foot right away. And let me just check something really quick. I can't remember. Pisces... Okay, so even with good compatibility, the odds are not the absolute highest for raise 2. With him having only 50 faith, still 76%. There's a good chance it could miss. Onion is... I was going to say he's out of MP, but the Dark Knight is. He should be out, unless he didn't use the spell. I can't definitively recall, but... Where Kikuichimoji spam, yep. Yeah, 300 plus damage. We should see a simple Spin Fist. Yeah, it's 3 out of 4 people. Not too bad. I don't know if that heal's going to go off. But yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, but I mean, even if that being a 3v4, really, the thing is the Onion Knight has to go down. A nice heal. Pretty interesting. They obviously can go for raise spell 156. Yeah, that's also another reason why I made it an Onion Knight too. Remember, with the lightning shield, she can get healed up. But the other thing too is just having a 500 HP heal. It just makes it so much easier to survive. Having more than double the health pool compared to wizards, it just makes it so much easier for them to be able to take a beating. So, but yeah, I think her MP is at like maybe half, approximately, and nice heal right there, pretty good. Wizards alive. Yeah, again with them having ice shields, taking double damage from Asura, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, what is she? 116? Yeah, so she's got about 40% MP left. So this is like where things can get a little dicey. Because if she runs out, then she's just going to be bag smacking people. And nice, we got to see an Ice 3 proc. I know that's Ice 4 from the original, but I renamed it to Ice 3. So, yeah, she's done a few raise 2. She's casted re-raise on people. She's done a couple of heals. This is why the 200 MP can kind of offset it. But yeah, like I said, once she runs out, it's pretty much relying on the monk solely to replenish your MP or even getting a crystal. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. The whole point is, by the time she runs out of MP, the battle's probably over. Just for the hell of it, we're going to go to Thieves Fort. Just to see if Casteia might have a bit of a chance to maybe take a medium-sized map. Yeah, I can't remember. Well, a lot of these colors, I believe the yellow palette, the Onion Knight, is from War of the Lions itself. I had to do custom colors myself. I think I did it for like Onion Knight, so I think a lot of them turned out well. Now, I will say one thing, that the portraits, so like with the textures having some filtering to them, like the backgrounds themselves and the sprites will have different filtering, but how do I say it, like the filtering also applies. Like if you look at the Dark Knight and you look at the Dark Knight's like eyes or whatever, it's completely different than when you see in the game. But again, that's kind of like, I guess you could say, kind of a downside. Some textures are just going to look a little bit different, whether it's text, whether it's the portraits, whether it's the 3D backgrounds, whether it's the 3D backgrounds. A lot of things can just change because of it. Cure 2, yeah, that's not going to do anything. Remember that the Dark Knight is out of MP now, very low MP supply. 494, and a one-shot kill that took her whole life bar. Jesus. So we get another damage split. Okay, no, not this time. Yeah, again. But yeah, my overall point is that the textures look a little bit different on the portraits, but I think it's pretty polished overall. Any slows? No. Damage split? Alright, not too bad. Yeah, even though he's only getting half the HP, his abilities are more accurate. I'm wondering if that samurai is going to get a turn off before anything happens. She probably will, because if she gets her turn off, then chances are that Monk's going to die. At least he should be. Yeah, unfortunately the evasion didn't come into play that time, but she might go for a simple raise spell. Yeah, there's some pretty good damage right there. Auto Potion heals up a good chunk of it. Yeah, with her having Protect Shell, she's able to survive a lot of that. That's a raise 2. Is it going to go off? It does, yes. So I believe this monk will survive a hit from her. Yeah, with that Dark Knight out of MP. Not the greatest. Is he? Yeah, he should be dead because of Concentrate. Yep. Yep, so we could see a 3-man Kikuichimoji right here. No, I'm going to snipe the wizard, or snipe the chemist. She does have re-raise, though. Asura takes him out, yeah. So he's a little isolated now, that Dark Knight. So, like, the chemist is going to have to go around and kind of... Oh, she's got raise, I suppose, but still. I'd say I'm recuperating a fair bit. Yeah, he's still a little bit on the back foot. As long as they can keep that, like, monk down, it's going to keep that Onion Knight busy. But other than that, she can maybe just go for heals. Question is if she's able to get him off, and she is, which is not too bad. Kikuichimoji, will that kill? No, it doesn't, but it's a tremendous amount. We're going to see a 3-man draw right here. Yeah, so a double kill right there. Neither of them have re-raise. Yeah, so it's just up to this Onion Knight. He has no more mana, no more revival. So yeah, it's a permanent 4v1. Yeah, Casteia had a little bit of momentum going there with that monk being constantly put down, but the wizards are able to just get in the fray and just kind of fuck shit up. That's kind of what it boiled down to. I've said it in previous videos, but when you have high HP units, Secret Fist, or in particular Death Sentence, is probably like the best way to counter them. And in this mod, and the single player one too, with Death Sentence only having a 2-turn countdown timer, you effectively only have 1 turn. You only have 1 turn to you only have 1 turn to act before you die, so it's a lot more effective. But yeah, that's kind of what happens though when you have elemental weaknesses. Just taking double damage can be devastating. I mean, I don't even think maybe knights would be able to survive that shot, but even so, yeah. So congratulations, I guess to me. Unfortunately, Casteia, yeah. It's a possibility it's still an OP team question mark. I'll have to obviously do more testing, maybe run more matches in the future. But yeah. With that said, I will see you guys for tomorrow's video on Thursday. Yeah. All right. Have a good one.